Welcome to Freema Audiobooks, where clarity replaces distraction and personal growth begins with small, intentional habits practiced every day. And we're glad you are here for an audiobook designed to help you regain control of your attention. If you often feel distracted, overwhelmed, mentally scattered, or frustrated by how hard it is to stay focused in a noisy and demanding world, this audiobook is for you. Because focus is not about talent or intelligence, but about training your mind gently and consistently. Today's audiobook is titled Stay Focused Daily Audiobook, and it is a practical guide to building daily focus, mental clarity, and concentration without burnout or pressure. This audiobook explores how focus works, why it breaks down, how habits and environment affect attention,
and how to build simple daily routines that protect your energy and direction. Before we begin, we invite you to subscribe to Freema Audiobooks, like this audiobook, share it with someone who struggles with distraction, and leave a comment telling us where you are listening from, because your support helps this channel continue creating calm, useful audiobooks that help people live with more intention and less mental noise.
Before we begin, it is important to know that this audiobook is carefully structured into 8 chapters, each designed to help you build daily focus gradually, realistically, and without mental exhaustion. Each chapter builds on the previous one, so by the end of this audiobook you will understand not only how to stay focused daily, but why focus is a trainable skill that improves clarity, productivity, and inner calm over time. Chapter 1. Understanding Focus. Why your attention is your most valuable asset. This chapter is important because you cannot improve focus if you do not understand what focus really is, how it works, and why it breaks down so easily in modern life. In this chapter you will learn what focus actually means. You will understand how attention functions in the brain. You will discover why distraction feels automatic. You will learn how modern habits weaken concentration. You will understand why focus is not about force. You will see how awareness improves attention. You will learn why focus affects every area of life. You will understand how focus connects to energy. You will gain clarity on mental overload. You will learn why focus must be protected daily. You will understand why this chapter is foundational. And by the end of this chapter, you will see focus as a skill you can train rather than a trait you either have or lack. Focus is the ability to direct your attention intentionally toward one thing at a time, but most people misunderstand it as simply trying harder rather than managing attention wisely. Attention is limited by nature. It cannot handle endless inputs. When attention is scattered, energy drains quickly. Focus concentrates mental energy. Concentrated energy improves clarity. Clarity improves performance. Without focus, effort feels heavy. With focus, effort feels lighter. Understanding this changes how you approach work and life. Focus is about direction, not pressure. Direction creates efficiency. Efficiency reduces mental fatigue. Modern life constantly pulls attention in multiple directions, which explains why staying focused feels harder now than ever before. Notifications interrupt thought. Screens demand constant engagement. Information overload overwhelms the brain. Multitasking fragments attention. Fragmentation reduces depth. Reduced depth weakens understanding. Weak understanding creates frustration. Frustration increases distraction. This cycle repeats daily. Awareness reveals the pattern. Seeing the pattern restores control. Understanding distraction reduces self-blame. Focus is closely connected to energy, because mental clarity depends on how rested, nourished, and regulated your nervous system is. Fatigue weakens concentration. Stress narrows attention. Anxiety scatters thinking. Overstimulation exhausts the brain. Calm supports focus. Rest restores clarity. Balance protects attention. Focus improves when energy is respected. This connection explains why forcing focus often fails. Managing energy supports attention naturally. Awareness changes priorities. Focus becomes sustainable. Many people try to improve focus by forcing themselves to concentrate longer, but force often creates resistance that leads to burnout or avoidance. Pressure increases tension. Tension reduces clarity. Reduced clarity weakens focus. This creates frustration. Frustration leads to procrastination. Awareness replaces force. Gentle redirection works better. Short focus periods build strength. Consistency matters more than duration. Focus improves gradually. Patience supports progress. Understanding prevents burnout. Distraction is not a personal failure, but a learned response shaped by habits, environment, and emotional states. The brain adapts to stimulation. Constant novelty trains distraction. Awareness reveals conditioning. Conditioning can be changed. Habits shape attention. Environment influences focus. Emotional state affects clarity. Understanding removes guilt. Guilt weakens discipline. Compassion supports improvement. Focus training becomes realistic. Progress becomes possible. Focus affects every area of life, because attention determines how deeply you think, how well you listen, and how intentionally you act. Focus improves learning. Focus improves communication. Focus improves decision-making. Focus improves creativity. Focus improves productivity. Without focus, mistakes increase. With focus, quality improves. Life feels calmer with clarity. Focus enhances presence. Presence improves satisfaction. Understanding focus improves life quality. Mental overload is one of the biggest enemies of focus, because too many tasks, decisions, and inputs overwhelm attention capacity. Overload creates confusion. Confusion reduces efficiency. Efficiency loss increases stress. Stress scatters attention further. Simplification restores clarity. Fewer priorities improve focus. Focus strengthens through reduction. Awareness guides simplification. Control increases gradually. Calm replaces chaos. Focus thrives in simplicity. Protecting focus daily is essential, because attention is drained constantly if left unguarded. Focus must be renewed. Boundaries matter. Awareness supports protection. Intentional choices preserve clarity. Small habits make a difference. Daily protection builds strength. Focus is fragile but trainable. Respecting attention changes behavior. Discipline becomes easier. Control improves with practice. Focus becomes reliable. Ultimately, understanding focus is the foundation of staying focused daily, because clarity replaces frustration and strategy replaces struggle. Awareness precedes improvement. Knowledge guides behavior. Compassion supports consistency. Focus becomes intentional. Attention becomes an ally. Energy is preserved. Progress becomes steady. And once you understand how focus works, every other chapter becomes easier to apply in daily life. Now that you understand what focus truly is and why it breaks down so easily, the next step is learning how to build a daily focus routine, because focus improves through structure, not effort alone. In the next chapter, we will explore how small daily habits create strong, reliable concentration over time. Chapter 2. Building a daily focus routine, creating structure that protects attention. This chapter is important because focus does not survive randomness, and without a simple daily structure, attention is constantly pulled in different directions by urgency, emotion, and distraction. In this chapter, you will learn why routines strengthen focus. You will understand how daily structure reduces mental fatigue. You will discover why consistency matters more than intensity. You will learn how to design a realistic focus routine. You will understand why mornings and transitions matter. You will see how routines reduce decision overload. You will learn how habits protect attention. You will understand why structure creates calm. You will gain clarity on building routines without pressure. You will learn how to adjust routines sustainably. You will understand why discipline feels easier with structure. And by the end of this chapter, you will see routines as support rather than restriction. A daily focus routine works because it removes uncertainty about when and how attention should be used, allowing the brain to conserve energy for meaningful work. Predictability reduces stress. Stress weakens focus. Structure restores calm. Calm improves clarity, supports attention. When routines are clear, resistance decreases. Less negotiation is required. Focus becomes automatic. Energy is preserved. Discipline feels lighter. Progress becomes steady. Structure supports sustainability. Consistency matters more than duration, because short, repeated focus periods train the brain more effectively than occasional long sessions followed by burnout. Small sessions build stamina. Repetition strengthens attention. Consistency reinforces identity. Identity supports discipline. Long sessions without routine cause exhaustion. Exhaustion reduces motivation. Short sessions feel achievable. Achievement builds confidence. Confidence sustains effort. Progress compounds quietly. Consistency beats intensity. Morning routines are especially important because attention is strongest. Before the day becomes fragmented by demands and stimulation, mornings offer clarity. Fewer distractions exist. Energy is higher. Intentions are clearer. Starting focused sets tone. Momentum builds naturally. Focus carries forward. Awareness improves. Control increases. Even small morning focus matters. Direction is established early. Routine anchors the day. Transitions between activities are often where focus is lost because attention needs time to reset but is rarely given that space. Switching tasks too quickly scatters attention. Mental residue lingers. Clarity declines. Pauses restore focus. Brief resets matter. Intentional transitions protect attention. Awareness improves. Switching quality. Focus stabilizes. Control increases. Transitions become smoother. Energy is preserved. Routines reduce decision fatigue because deciding what to do repeatedly drains mental energy that could be used for concentration. Fewer decisions conserve energy. Energy supports focus. Focus improves efficiency. Efficiency reduces overwhelm. Overwhelm weakens attention. Structure simplifies choices. Simplicity restores clarity. Discipline becomes easier. Control improves naturally. Focus thrives with fewer decisions. Habits within routines protect focus by making behavior automatic rather than effortful. Automatic actions require less willpower. Less willpower reduces fatigue. Fatigue weakens focus. Habits stabilize behavior. Stability supports clarity. Repetition reinforces attention. Awareness guides habit formation. Small habits matter. Focus grows gradually. Discipline becomes sustainable. Routines should remain flexible rather than rigid, because life changes and adaptability prevents frustration and abandonment. Rigid plans break under pressure. Flexibility supports consistency. Adjustment maintains momentum. Progress continues despite disruption. Awareness guides modification. Compassion prevents guilt. Structure evolves responsibly. Focus remains protected. Balance sustains discipline. Routines support life, not control it. Discipline feels easier with structure because effort is front-loaded into design rather than demanded repeatedly through willpower. Design replaces force. Structure supports behavior. Focus becomes natural. Resistance decreases. Confidence increases. Progress feels calm. Control becomes steady. Discipline becomes a habit. Structure sustains attention. Focus stabilizes daily. With a daily focus routine established, the next challenge is learning how to manage distractions effectively, because even strong routines can be undermined by constant interruptions. In the next chapter, we will explore how distractions work and how to reduce their power intentionally. Chapter 3. Managing distractions, reducing noise, and protecting mental clarity. This chapter is important because distractions are one of the biggest threats to daily focus, and without learning how to manage them, attention is constantly pulled away from what matters most. In this chapter, you will learn why distractions feel irresistible. You will understand how digital habits fragment attention. You will understand how internal distractions arise. You will see how boundaries protect attention. You will learn how to regain focus after interruption. You will understand why silence matters. You will gain clarity on attention recovery. You will learn how to stay focused in noisy environments. You will understand why distraction management improves productivity. And by the end of this chapter, you will see distractions as manageable rather than inevitable. Distractions work because the brain is wired to notice novelty, urgency, and emotional cues faster than long-term goals. Notifications trigger curiosity. Urgency demands attention. Emotional stimuli override logic. Awareness reveals this wiring. Understanding reduces self-blame. Distraction is natural. Control comes from strategy, not force. Awareness restores choice. Attention can be redirected intentionally. Control improves with practice. Focus becomes trainable. Digital distractions are especially powerful because they are designed to capture attention repeatedly through alerts, rewards, and endless content. Apps compete for attention. Algorithms exploit curiosity. Scrolling feels effortless. Time disappears unnoticed. Awareness exposes manipulation. Limits restore control. Reducing exposure improves clarity. Focus strengthens when digital boundaries exist. Attention recovers gradually. Discipline becomes possible. Multitasking weakens focus because switching between tasks increases cognitive load and reduces depth of thinking. Task switching drains energy. Errors increase. Learning slows. Frustration builds. Single tasking restores. Single tasking restores clarity. Focus deepens. Efficiency increases. Efficiency increases. Control strengthens through simplicity. One task at a time supports attention. External distractions can often be reduced through environment design rather than willpower. Noise affects concentration. Visual clutter overwhelms attention. Interruptions break momentum. Awareness guides adjustment. Quiet spaces support focus. Organization reduces stress. Boundaries protect attention. Environment shapes behavior. Design beats resistance. Internal distractions such as worrying, planning, or daydreaming also weaken focus, because the mind pulls attention away even when surroundings are quiet. Thoughts drift naturally. Awareness notices wandering. Gentle redirection restores focus. Judgment is unnecessary. Calm attention returns gradually. Control improves through patience. Focus strengthens through repetition. Recovering focus after distraction requires gentleness, because frustration worsens mental fragmentation. Awareness notices interruption. Acceptance reduces tension. Redirection restores clarity. Control improves gradually. Focus rebuilds with patience. Recovery is a skill. Ultimately, managing distractions protects focus by reducing noise, simplifying input, and restoring intentional attention. Awareness replaces frustration. Boundaries replace chaos. Focus becomes resilient, and when distractions are managed calmly, staying focused daily becomes achievable even in a noisy world. Ultimately, managing distractions protects focus by reducing noise, simplifying input, and restoring intentional attention. Awareness replaces frustration. Boundaries replace chaos. Focus becomes resilient, and when distractions are managed calmly, staying focused daily becomes achievable even in a noisy world. Now that you understand how distractions work and how to reduce their influence, the next step is learning how to strengthen your concentration from within, because true focus is not only about removing noise, but about building mental endurance. In the next chapter, we will explore how to train concentration so your mind can stay engaged for longer periods without strain. Chapter 4. Strengthening concentration. Training your mind to stay engaged. This chapter is important because focus cannot be sustained without concentration. And concentration is the skill that allows you to remain mentally present even when tasks are challenging or boring. In this chapter, you will learn what concentration really is. You will understand why attention fades quickly. You will discover how mental stamina is built. You will learn why boredom weakens focus. You will understand how patience improves concentration. You will see how practice reshapes attention. You will learn how to extend focus gradually. You will understand why breaks matter. You will gain clarity on deep versus shallow focus. You will learn how concentration improves performance. You will understand why mental endurance matters daily. And by the end of this chapter, you will see concentration as a trainable mental muscle. Concentration is the ability to keep your attention on one task despite discomfort, distraction, or lack of stimulation, and this ability weakens when it is not trained intentionally. The mind seeks novelty naturally. Repetition feels dull. Boredom triggers escape behavior. Awareness reveals this tendency. Understanding reduces frustration. Concentration grows through gentle challenge. Avoiding difficulty weakens focus. Facing difficulty strengthens it. Mental endurance increases slowly. Patience supports progress. Training replaces force. Attention fades because the brain becomes fatigued when overstimulated or under-challenged, which means both overload and boredom reduce concentration. Overload overwhelms attention. Boredom disengages interest. Balance supports focus. Optimal challenge maintains engagement. Awareness guides task selection. Adjusting difficulty improves stamina. Concentration thrives in balanced effort. Energy is preserved. Focus deepens naturally. Understanding this balance improves training. Training concentration requires gradual exposure rather than sudden long sessions because the brain adapts slowly to sustained attention. Short focus sessions build tolerance. Tolerance increases endurance. Endurance allows longer focus. Sudden intensity causes resistance. Resistance weakens motivation. Gradual progression builds confidence. Confidence supports consistency. Practice compounds silently. Growth feels natural. Concentration becomes reliable. Boredom is not an enemy of focus, but a signal that attention is being asked to stay without constant stimulation. Learning to sit with boredom strengthens discipline. Awareness notices discomfort. Acceptance reduces resistance. Staying present builds endurance. Escaping boredom weakens focus. Training attention through boredom builds resilience. Concentration improves through tolerance. Patience becomes a strength. Focus deepens over time. Breaks are essential for concentration because mental stamina recovers through rest rather than constant effort. Continuous focus drains energy. Fatigue reduces clarity. Intentional breaks restore attention. Recovery improves performance. Balance prevents burnout. Awareness guides pacing. Concentration strengthens with cycles of effort and rest. Rest is part of training, not avoidance. Deep focus differs from shallow focus because it requires sustained attention on one task rather than rapid switching between many tasks. Shallow focus feels busy. Deep focus creates progress. Depth improves quality. Quality reduces rework. Concentration supports depth. Depth strengthens mastery. Mastery increases confidence. Confidence sustains effort. Deep focus is powerful but fragile. Protection is necessary. Concentration improves performance because sustained attention reduces errors, improves understanding, and increases satisfaction with work. Errors decrease. Learning improves. Efficiency increases. Results feel meaningful. Frustration declines. Control improves. Confidence grows. Concentration supports pride in effort. Quality replaces haste. Ultimately, strengthening concentration allows focus to last longer, feel calmer, and produce better results without exhaustion. Training replaces struggle. Endurance replaces avoidance. Awareness replaces frustration. And when concentration is built intentionally, daily focus becomes deeper, steadier, and more satisfying. With concentration growing stronger, the next step is learning how to manage mental energy, because focus fades quickly when energy is depleted or misused. In the next chapter, we will explore how energy, rest, and rhythm directly affect your ability to stay focused daily. Chapter 5. Managing mental energy, fueling focus without burnout. This chapter is important because focus depends not only on discipline, but on energy, and many people struggle to concentrate simply because they are mentally exhausted. In this chapter, you will learn how energy affects attention. You will understand why fatigue weakens focus. You will discover how rest restores clarity. You will learn why rhythm matters more than effort. You will understand how stress drains energy. You will see how recovery improves focus. You will learn how to manage energy daily. You will understand why overworking backfires. You will gain clarity on pacing your day. You will learn how balance sustains productivity. You will understand why energy management protects focus long term. And by the end of this chapter, You will see energy as the fuel behind attention. Mental energy is limited, which means focus declines naturally when energy is overused without recovery. Continuous effort drains clarity. Fatigue reduces patience. Reduced patience weakens discipline. Awareness reveals energy limits. Respecting limits preserves focus. Ignoring limits leads to burnout. Energy management supports sustainability. Focus improves when energy is protected. Understanding prevents self-blame. Rest is not a reward for productivity, but a requirement for focus, because the brain restores attention capacity during recovery periods. Sleep repairs attention. Short breaks refresh clarity. Quiet moments calm the nervous system. Recovery improves learning. Focus strengthens after rest. Neglecting rest weakens performance. Awareness restores balance. Rest supports discipline. Daily rhythm matters because energy fluctuates naturally throughout the day. And aligning focus tasks with high-energy periods improves results. Energy peaks vary. Awareness identifies patterns. Important tasks deserve peak energy. Low-energy periods suit lighter tasks. Alignment reduces struggle. Focus improves naturally. Planning respects biology. Discipline becomes easier. Stress drains mental energy quickly because the nervous system remains in a heightened state that reduces clarity and patience. Chronic stress scatters attention. Anxiety increases distraction. Calm restores focus. Regulation preserves energy. Awareness reduces overload. Managing stress supports concentration. Focus returns through balance. Overworking reduces focus because pushing beyond limits leads to diminishing returns rather than progress. Errors increase. Frustration rises. Motivation declines. Energy collapses. Awareness prevents excess. Stopping earlier preserves tomorrow's focus. Balance sustains productivity. Discipline includes rest. Managing energy daily requires intentional choices about workload, breaks, stimulation, and recovery rather than relying on motivation alone. Design replaces force. Structure supports energy. Awareness guides pacing. Consistency preserves focus. Balance prevents burnout. Ultimately, managing mental energy protects focus by ensuring attention has the fuel it needs to function well. Rest supports clarity. Rhythm supports consistency. Balance supports longevity. And when energy is managed intentionally, staying focused daily becomes natural rather than exhausting. Now that you understand how focus is fueled by mental energy and sustained through balance rather than exhaustion, the next step is learning how to align focus with clear priorities, because attention without direction often leads to effort without meaningful progress. In the next chapter, we will explore how prioritization sharpens focus and prevents mental overload. Chapter 6, Clarifying Priorities, Directing Focus Toward What Truly Matters. This chapter is important because focus becomes ineffective when attention is spread across too many tasks without clear importance, leading to busyness rather than real progress. In this chapter, you will learn why priorities guide focus. You will understand how unclear goals drain attention. You will discover why saying yes to everything weakens concentration. You will learn how to identify what truly matters. You will understand how priorities reduce overwhelm. You will see how focus improves with fewer targets. You will learn how to protect important work. You will understand why urgency often disguises importance. You will gain clarity on aligning focus with values. You will learn how prioritization simplifies decisions. You will understand why focus improves when choices are limited. And by the end of this chapter, you will see priorities as anchors for attention. Priorities provide direction for focus because attention naturally follows what feels important or urgent in the moment. Without priorities, attention reacts randomly. Random attention creates scattered effort. Scattered effort drains energy. Clear priorities concentrate attention. Concentrated attention improves outcomes. Direction reduces hesitation. Decisions become simpler. Focus feels purposeful. Confidence increases. Progress becomes visible. Priorities create mental order. Many people confuse urgency with importance, which causes attention to be consumed by immediate demands rather than meaningful goals. Urgent tasks demand reaction. Important tasks require intention. Awareness separates the two. Reacting constantly exhausts focus. Intentional action preserves energy. Prioritization restores control. Focus shifts toward long-term value. Discipline improves. Stress decreases. Clarity increases. Unclear goals weaken focus because the brain cannot direct attention effectively without a clear destination. Vague goals scatter effort. Specific goals sharpen attention. Clarity motivates discipline. Focus becomes easier. Direction reduces distraction. Awareness guides effort. Progress feels intentional. Confidence grows. Focus aligns naturally with purpose. Saying no is an essential part of prioritization because attention is limited and every yes consumes mental energy. Overcommitment dilutes focus. Dilution weakens quality. Awareness supports boundaries. Boundaries protect attention. Focus strengthens through limitation. Discipline improves with fewer obligations. Control increases. Peace returns. Protecting important work requires intentional scheduling because high-value tasks often lack urgency but create the greatest long-term impact. Important work needs space. Space requires planning. Planning protects focus. Focus improves execution. Execution creates progress. Progress builds confidence. Priorities guide scheduling. Discipline supports protection. Values play a role in prioritization because attention aligned with values feels meaningful rather than forced. Meaning motivates consistency. Alignment reduces resistance. Focus feels natural. Energy is preserved. Values guide choices. Satisfaction increases. Discipline feels rewarding. Simplifying priorities reduces mental overload because fewer choices mean less cognitive strain and greater clarity. Overload scatters attention. Simplification restores focus. Control improves. Calm increases. Decisions become easier. Focus strengthens naturally. Ultimately, clarifying priorities directs focus toward what truly matters, reducing distraction, overwhelm, and wasted effort. Direction replaces chaos. Attention becomes intentional, and when priorities are clear, daily focus becomes purposeful and effective. With priorities guiding your attention, the next step is learning how to maintain focus over time, especially when motivation fades or routine becomes repetitive. In the next chapter, we will explore how consistency and mindset keep focus steady day after day. Chapter 7: Consistency and Mindset. Staying focused even when motivation fades. This chapter is important because focus cannot depend on motivation alone, which naturally rises and falls but must be supported by mindset and consistent habits. In this chapter, you will learn why motivation is unreliable. You will understand how mindset supports focus. You will discover why consistency matters more than intensity. You will learn how habits stabilize attention. You will understand how patience strengthens focus. You will see how mindset reduces frustration. You will learn how to stay focused during low-energy days. You will understand why identity shapes discipline. You will gain clarity on long-term thinking. You will learn how consistency builds confidence. You will understand why mindset protects progress. And by the end of this chapter, you will see focus as a long-term practice. Motivation fluctuates because it is influenced by mood, energy, and external circumstances rather than commitment. High motivation feels powerful. Low motivation feels discouraging. Relying on motivation creates inconsistency. Consistency replaces emotion. Habits stabilize behavior. Focus becomes predictable. Awareness reduces frustration. Discipline continues despite mood. Progress remains steady. Understanding motivation prevents self-criticism. Mindset shapes focus because beliefs influence how challenges, boredom, and difficulty are interpreted. A growth mindset embraces effort. A fixed mindset avoids discomfort. Awareness reveals mindset patterns. Reframing improves resilience. Focus strengthens through perspective. Difficulty becomes training. Patience replaces avoidance. Control improves gradually. Consistency builds focus by reinforcing neural pathways that make attention more automatic over time. Repetition strengthens habits. Habits reduce effort. Reduced effort preserves energy. Energy supports clarity. Focus stabilizes. Consistency compounds results. Small actions matter. Progress feels natural. Low-energy days test focus, but consistency allows reduced intensity without abandoning discipline. Doing less still counts. Maintaining rhythm matters. Awareness supports flexibility. Guilt is unnecessary. Progress continues calmly. Focus remains intact. Identity influences focus because behavior aligns with how you see yourself over time. Seeing yourself as focused supports discipline. Identity reinforces habits. Habits reinforce identity. This cycle strengthens control. Confidence grows naturally. Long-term thinking supports focus by reducing urgency and impatience. Patience protects progress. Progress feels sustainable. Focus becomes calm. Stress decreases. Control increases. Control increases. Ultimately, consistency and mindset sustain focus beyond motivation, turning daily attention into a stable, reliable skill. Habits replace struggle. Perspective replaces frustration. And when consistency guides effort, focus endures. As we reach the final chapter, it is time to integrate everything into a clear understanding of daily focused living, because focus is not just a productivity tool, but a way of experiencing life with presence and clarity. Chapter 8. Focused living, making focus a daily way of life. This final chapter is important because staying focused daily is not about occasional productivity, but about living with intention, presence, and mental clarity over time. In this chapter, you will learn how focus shapes life experience. You will understand why presence matters. You will discover how focused living reduces stress. You will learn how attention affects satisfaction. You will understand why simplicity supports clarity. You will see how focus improves relationships. You will learn how daily focus builds confidence. You will understand how balance sustains attention. You will gain clarity on lifelong focus habits. You will learn why calm matters more than speed. You will understand how focus supports freedom. And by the end of this chapter, you will see focus as a way of living. Focused living improves life quality because attention determines how deeply experiences are felt and understood. Presence increases satisfaction. Distraction reduces meaning. Awareness enhances connection. Focus improves enjoyment. Life feels fuller. Calm replaces rush. Attention enriches moments. Distraction weakens connection. Focus strengthens bonds. Presence shows respect. Communication improves. Balance sustains focus because extreme effort without rest leads to burnout rather than clarity. Balance protects energy. Energy supports attention. Focus becomes humane. Ultimately, focused living is about choosing where your attention goes each day so your time, energy, and life align with what matters most. Control replaces chaos. Presence replaces distraction. And when focus becomes a way of life, clarity.com and direction follow naturally. In Stay Focused Daily Audiobook, you have learned how understanding attention, building routines, managing distractions, strengthening concentration, managing energy, clarifying priorities, sustaining consistency, and living intentionally all work together to create reliable daily focus. This journey is not about forcing productivity, but about protecting your attention so your life feels calmer, clearer, and more meaningful. If this audiobook helped you regain clarity or build better focus habits, we invite you to subscribe to Freema audiobooks like this audiobook. Share it with someone who struggles with distraction, and leave a comment telling us which chapter helped you the most. Thank you for listening to Freema audiobooks, and remember that where your attention goes, your life follows.